I'm Anil Kumar. Welcome to my series on probability. In this video, I'm going to share with you a quiz on probability distribution. We have 7 questions in this quiz. In the first part, we'll see what are the questions and then we'll find their solutions. In case you want to learn from me, you can always send an email on the address given here. I'll also provide you with a link which will help you to get my classes for free, especially on Sundays. You could complete the form, send the email, and then you will be attending free classes on Sundays. Now let's go through these questions one by one. Most important thing mentioned here, not to be forgotten, is round all your answers to three significant figures unless otherwise specified. Now we'll see what the questions are. Question number one. Classify the following random variables as continuous or discrete. Question A. The number of yearbooks being sold, volume of water drained out of a tub, and the third one is the time of red traffic light. Question number 2 is, given a 20-sided die is rolled, what type of probability distribution is given? Calculate the expected value. So these are the two related questions on 20-sided die is being rolled. In question number 3 and 4, let's see on the next page. Question number 3 is, in a given binomial expression, 8c3 0.2 to the power of 3 times b to the power of a, find the value of a and b, right? Question number 4. A school decides to raise money by raffling a computer worth $1,000, Niagara Falls tour worth $450, and two mathematics books worth $75 each. A total of 4,000 tickets are sold at $1 each. Find the expected value of winning for a person who buys one ticket in the raffle. Question number 5. The random variable x has the following probability distribution. For x values being 1, 2, 3, and 4, the probability is 1 by 3, 1 by 3, C and C. 5a. Determine the value of C as a fraction. 5b. Determine the probability when x is between 1 and 4, both not included, as a fraction. And question number 5c is determine the expected value. Question number 6. Let's read it from the next page. The probability that a telephone line is occupied at a company switchboard is 0.3. The switchboard has 10 lines. Question 6a. What is the probability that exactly 4 lines are occupied? Use the formula and provide the solution without the use of Graphing Display Calculator, GDC. Question number 6b. What is the probability that between 3 and 7 lines are occupied, both included? Write down steps from GDC, the Graphing Display Calculator. Question 6c. What is the expected number of occupied lines? Each is worth 3, 3, and 1 respectively. Question number 7 is, with a fair die, which is more likely, rolling 3 sixes in 4th rows or rolling a 5 or a 6 in 5 out of 6 rows? Show work and calculations for full marks. So that's your test paper. So we have 7 questions as you have seen here. You can go through these questions once again, right? So these are the questions for you, right? First four questions. Question number 5, 6, and 7. You can pause the video, answer these questions, and then look into my suggestions. Now let's go through these solutions. Here is the solution to very first one. So these are 1 mark each questions. Question number 1, we need to classify the following random variables as continuous or discontinuous. So the first one, which is number of yearbooks, discrete, right? Volume of water drained out of a tub, continuous. The time of red traffic light is continuous. Question number 2. If a 20-sided die is rolled, what type of probability distribution is given? All right, so for every roll, the distribution is uniform, right? It is 1 over 20, and all the things are equally likely, right? Now, part B is calculate the expected value. Now, expected value is n times p, as you know. Now, the probability for getting any one of these numbers, which are from 1 to 20, the probability p for each number is 1 out of 20, right? And therefore, the expected value will be 1 out of 20 times the number itself, right? So we have written all the answers in short. So you can write this as 1 over 20 times 1 plus 1 over 20 times 2 plus 1 over 20 times 3. Add them all up to 1 over 20 times 20. Okay? So that is how you get the expected value. So we have done the sum of these numbers, taken 1 over 20 outside as a common factor. So that is product of 20, 21 divided by 2 times 1 over 20 gives you 10.5. So 10.5 is the average value. Now, question number 3. In the binomial distribution, let's move this page a bit up, right, that's better. In the given binomial expression, 8c3.2 to the power of 3, b to the power of a, find the value of a and b, right? So clearly we have NCR, and we know the formula is p to the power of r times q to the power of n minus r. So that gives you the values very easily. Sum of the exponents should be 8, right? So we have 8 minus 3, which is equal to 5. And here we have 1 minus 0.2, which is 0.8, right? So we get the value of b, which is q, right? Question number 4. A school decides to raise money for raffling a computer worth $1,000, Niagara Falls tour worth $450, and 2 mathematics books worth $75 each. A total of 4,000 tickets are sold at $1 each. Find the expected value of winning for a person who buys 1 ticket in the raffle. So we could do a couple of ways. When you buy a ticket, you may win a prize or you may not win a prize, correct? Now, if you win a prize, in that case, there are 3 prizes only, which are worth $1,000, $450, and there are 2 books, which are $75 each. So the probability of getting either one of them will be 1 out of 4,000, since 4,000 tickets have been sold, correct? Since there are 2 books, we'll have this as 2 over 4,000 multiplied by the cost of each book, which is $75. Similarly, for the computer, it will be 1,000 times 1 over 4,000. For Niagara Falls trips, 450 times 1 over 4,000. For the books, 75 times, since there are 2 books, 2 over 4,000. Minus 1, right? Now, that is the expected value. I should not write expected value is only that much. I should have written this as expected value minus 1. Profit I should write, right? Profit or loss, right? So let me write down this as profit, which is expected value minus 1. Okay. So from the expected value minus 1, since $1 is being paid for this, let us see what it is. It comes to be a negative value of 0.60. That means 60 cents is the loss per ticket, correct? So 60 cents is the loss per ticket. Now let's look into question number 5. Question number 5 is a random variable x has the following probability distribution. So when x is equal to 1, probability distribution 1 over 3, for 2, 1 over 3, and for 3 and 4, the values are C. Question 5a is determine the value of C as a fraction. So basically, the sum of these terms should be equal to 1, and that should help you to find the answer, right? So we can take a common denominator of 3 here. So we have 1 plus 1 plus 3c plus 3c equals to 1. Cross multiply, so we have 2 plus 6c equals to 3, and that gives you the value of c as equal to 3 minus 2 divided by 6, correct? So we get a value of c which is 1 over 6. Right, so this value of c has been calculated as 1 over 6. Now part B of this question is determine the probability when x is between 0, 1 and 4, both not included, as a fraction. Now that means we're looking for probability of 2 and 3, right? That is to say, we're looking for these two. So we'll combine these. So that is 1 over 3 plus 1 over 6. That gives you the answer, which is half. Question number 5c. Determine the expected value. So the expected value in this particular case will be 1 times 1 over 3, 2 times 1 over 3, 3 times 1 over 6, 4 times 1 over 6. Add them up. 13 over 6 or 2.17. So I hope the solutions are absolutely clear. Here is solution to question number 6, which is the probability that a telephone line is occupied at a company switchboard is 0.3. So we're given this probability of 0.3 for occupying the switchboard line. The switchboard has 10 lines, right? The switchboard has 10 lines. Based on this, we have 3 questions here. 6a. What is the probability that exactly 4 lines are occupied? Use the formula and provide the solution without the use of GDC. Okay, so the formula will be NPR, P to the power of R, Q to the power of N minus R, right? So in this case, we are given that the probability is equal to 0.3. So the value of Q will be 1 minus 0.3. Clearly it is 0.7, right? So applying this formula, we get 10C4, 0.3 to the power of 4 times 0.7 to the power of 6. We get our answer as 0.200. 3 significant figures, right? Okay, so that is part A. Now let's see what is part B. What is the probability that between 3 and 7 lines are occupied, including them, right? Write down the steps from GDC. Now you have to use the graphing calculator to find the answer. So there is a function, as you know, which is binomial CDF, which will give you the probability, cumulative probability, right? We're looking for in between 3 and 7, both being included. So what we can find here is less than 7, take away less than 2, right? Less than 2, because we want to include 3. That is critical. And then you can find the answer, right? So binomial CDF 10, comma 0.3, comma 7. So basically, we are giving number of chances P, and then what is the value we are interested in, right? Up to 7, including 7, it means, correct? From there, we'll take up to 2, including 2. So we'll get the answer for 3 to 7, both included. So using the calculator, you can find the value, round your answer to 3 significant figures. It comes to 0.616. Part C. What is the expected number of occupied lines? So occupied lines NP 10 times 0.3 will give you 3. Question number 7. So that's the last question for us, which is, with a fair die, which is more likely, rolling 3 6s in 4 throws, or rolling a 5 or a 6 in 5 out of 6 throws? Show work and calculations for full marks. So that's very critical. So we have two things. One is rolling 3 6s in 4 throws. We can use the calculator itself. So in this case, we calculated the function of 3 6s in 4 throws exactly, right? So binomial PDF function will be applied, and you can calculate the answer rounded to 3 decimal places, 3 significant figures, right? Now, the second part is probability that the rolling is 5 or 6 in 5 out of 6 throws, in 5 out of 6 throws, right? That's the question. Now, what is the probability of 5 or 6? Well, probability of 5 or 6 is 2 out of 6, which is 1 over 3. So in our function, we have used this probability of 1 over 3 to calculate the answer. So for 5 or 6, 5 out of 6 rows, it will be binomial PDF 6. There are total number of 6 rows, probability being 1 out of 3, and we need 5 of them to be favorable. So that gives you 0.165. Comparing the two numbers, which you just got, which is 0.154 and 0.165, it is very clear that rolling a 5 or a 6 in 5 out of 6 throws is more likely than 3 6s in 4 throws. Is that clear to you? So that is how we could actually answer this set of 7 questions. I hope you understand and appreciate it. Feel free to write your comments, share your views, and if you like and subscribe to my videos, that will be great. Thanks for your time and all the best.